Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tiberium League. My name is TJ, joined by Nibiria, and we're getting into a game between Innate and Babagnish. And we've seen both these players before. One thing that's fascinated the both of us is Innate's deck.
Yeah, it has a really weird early game strategy, and that's this. Drones. That's all. Below 100 Tiberium, Innate's only 2 units are drones and maybe the MLRS if he's feeling spicy.
Which means that when he gets to the late game, he has plenty of options. Tons of really scary, beefy units. But if you can beat the drones, you can win the early game.
And that is going to be the key for Babagnish. He has to get control here in the early game. If he's not able to, he's going to be in for a world of hurt.
And I'm a little bit worried for him, actually, because he has the rocket troopers and he has the shockwave. Of those two, the shockwave's not going to be able to target the drones, and the rocket troopers are not going to be a long-term solution.
That said, when it goes on from there, in that little transitional period while Innate is still teching up, he has a decent set of options. He'll be able to bring out those Predator tanks, he'll be able to keep the rocket squads, and that should keep down the numbers of the MLRS, at least until Hammerheads and Zone Troopers come out.
Well, we are getting into game. It will be Fertile Basin as our map as we load right on in with the volume a bit loud. Game number 1 between Innate and Babagnish.
As we said, this early game's going to be the key here. Babagnish needs to figure out Innate's strategy soon and needs to be aware of the double harvester, which is what is going to be needed for Innate to tech up.
Babagnish is the guy who actually sticks the double harvester. Innate is still sitting on it. As we talked about, he has so much in the late game, he needs to build an early economy lead.
Similarly, though, Babagnish has his own late game units. He has a Kodiak, he has the Hammerhead, so maybe he's just figuring if he goes double harvester first, the worst that can happen against Innate, at least so far, the drones can just kind of pew away at your base.
A little bit of a tickle. The base doesn't even notice Babagnish will spawn his first rocket troopers of the game, and they make short work of the leading drones. Innate, of course, does have more mobility with the drones than you do with rocket troopers, which is allowing him to kind of gain knowledge and scout and out-micro Babagnish.
Yeah, the drones have the fastest movement speed in the game, and this allows them to get these flanks on the rocket troopers. And since they're half the cost, if he can get at least a 2-for-1 trade, he's going even at worst.
This is nasty micro. He's able to bring the guns of all 3 squads onto one of Babagnish's and continue trading positively. And this means Innate, during this time, while fighting this first nuke, has tacked up far enough to have the zone troopers on the field.
And now he's going to face them into a Wolverine with heroic charge, and they are not doing all that great, TJ.
No, it doesn't taste good at all. He needs to get out of there as quickly as possible and continue to kite this Wolverine. Babagnish has actually responded perfectly. The rocket troopers challenging the blue side path will be threatened. There's the nuke over to Babagnish, and he's got a Kodiak in the air.
Babagnish with this crazy explosive tech up is able to get the Kodiak out, but the Mammoth tank's there too.
Mammoth tank blows away the HP of the Wolverine, but the Kodiak's got the heroic charge, and it absolutely decimates, and he's just sending it in for a base rush. Innate, what are you going to do to respond to this? Can you respond to this? He'll try the zone troopers. The Wolverine will harass. Half HP left on the base. Quarter HP now. I think he's barely got it. Innate might narrowly be able to shut down this Kodiak. It is going to be so close, but he manages it.
And while he was doing that, he was also getting control over these pads, so he might be able to hold out for the second nuke. With the Hammerhead up, he has a response to the Kodiak, but those Wolverines are still going to wreak havoc, and they're headed towards the base.
Oh, they're just rushing! The threat comes through on his harvester, and Babagnish knows that there's no way to stop this base rush, so that's what he does. The nuke's going critical in response, and it will be Innate, barely scraping it out. But in the meantime, there's the Volt threat on the base. Innate has nothing. The Wolverines will get it, and Babagnish wins the game.
That game was absolutely insane, TJ. We were so worried about Babagnish in the early game, and he played it flawlessly. He stalled out through the drones, and he teched up first, and Innate was trying the entire time to answer and could find nothing. Those Kodiaks and the base rush were incredible.